Neta hai, to sab Changa hai. Well, looks like it. Maharashtra Congress President Nana Patole has landed himself in a soup over a video of him, which has now gone viral. In a bizarre tale of events, the Congress Neta can be seen on camera getting his leg and feet washed by a party worker in Akola. Patole was visiting Vadegaon village in Akola district for an event. Following a bout of rainfall, Patole's legs had gotten dirty because of rain mud, after which a party worker came up and cleaned it. Amid all the flack from political parties about the video and being questioned by the media, Maharashtra Congress chief has brazened it out. In fact, he questions BJP allegations of taps everywhere. And yet he had to take help of a party worker since there were no taps.
जिस मैदान में वो पालकी रखी थी वहाँ पे कीचड़ था और वहाँ पे मैं गया, दर्शन लिया और वापस मैं निकला तो एक कार्यकर्ता पानी का अंडा लेके आया और उसने मेरे पैर के ऊपर पानी डाला और मैंने अपने हाथ से धोया। अब उसको अलग ढंग से दिखाया जा रहा हो तो उसका है, लेकिन जो ईडी का कीचड़ जो लगा है कई नेताओं को जो सरकार में बैठे हैं, सीबीआई का कीचड़ लगा है जो कई सरकार में नेता बैठे हैं, वो अंधेरे में अपना कीचड़ धो रहे, उनका किसी का सर दबा रहे, किसी का पैर दबा रहे।
Meanwhile, BJP compares him with PM Modi, who in past have washed the feet of sanitation workers.
एक और देश के आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी सफाई कर्मचारियों का सम्मान करते हुए उनके पैर अपने हाथों से धो रहे हैं, सारे देश और दुनिया ने देखा। और दूसरी ओर घमंडिया गठबंधन के नेता महाराष्ट्र कांग्रेस के प्रांत अध्यक्ष एक सामान्य कार्यकर्ता से अपने पैर धुलवा रहे हैं। क्या कारण? वो गरीब है इसलिए आपके पैर धोए? क्या यही आपकी संस्कृति है? क्या यही आपका लोगों को मान सम्मान देने का तरीका है? उस गरीब बाप के बेटे को, उसके परिवार को क्या लगा होगा देखकर? कांग्रेस नेता तुरंत पत्रकार वार्ता लेकर के लोगों की और देश दुनिया की माफी मांगे।
Interestingly, the opposition had taken jibes at Prime Minister as he washed the feet of sanitation workers. And just recently, the opposition, including Congress, took jibes at Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who tried to touch Prime Minister Modi's feet. I'm being joined by Varun Singh, who's a political analyst, Shailesh Gandhi, who's a former CIC, as well as Dr. Nana Patole, who's a political analyst. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. Well, Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, let me just take a little detour from the usual, and before going for political reactions, let me come to you first. As a prominent citizen, as a prominent voice, what do you make out of what's on your screens?
I think people have forgotten the fact that democracy is rule of the people, for the people, by the people. It has now been transformed into a system of electing rulers for the nation. We need to change that. This mindset that says that somebody must wash my feet or it's okay for somebody to wash my feet is not okay. And I think if I was in Mr. Patole's place and had done this by mistake, I would have apologized instead of defending it. The least he can do is apologize and say, I made a mistake. People must learn to say, people make mistakes. I'm not denying that. But this mindset is very wrong. And I must concede that most people in power have this mindset, that they are above everyone, irrespective of what they show in public face. Most of them do not really treat the normal citizen with respect that he deserves. Every citizen must get the respect that a ruler of this nation deserves, which is missing. People don't understand the meaning of democracy. They seem to think they are kings and feudal
Mr.
lords.
Shailesh Gandhi, you know
country.
what? Even as you said that he must come out and ask forgiveness or say, I'm sorry, my memory fails because I'm trying to recollect when was the last time I heard a politician say in public, I'm sorry. But nonetheless, since you make that point, let me just go across to Dr. Nana Patole. Dr. Nikul Patel, you heard what Shailesh Gandhi has said. You know what's happening, what the other parties are saying. How do you look at this?
See, Bharatiya Janata Party want to, I think, raise a controversy because they are going to found that Maharashtra is going to face an assembly election, and a person like Maharashtra chief is doing some activity like this, and they want to highlight it that how respectful they are for the people. But I think this is not the role of creating a controversy. There can be another part of it, like looking at whenever any guest visit, we definitely give respect. And suppose what I think Maharashtra chief had even clarified that he had not told anyone to wash his feet, but he himself went to some place and where his legs get dirty, and then he might have told that he wants to clean his feet. Somebody might have come with what he said that. So I think BJP is unnecessarily creating a ruckus and all these things. But ultimately, as a political analyst, I will say that it's a mere politics creating among the people of the Maharashtra that see how the mindset of the Congress is. But if you see, there is a culture of putting charno pe wo BJP में भी है. Means you respect that. That is what I can say from this event.
Okay, I gave you a lot of time. You said what you want to say. In fact, if I can just have the earlier visuals as well of what I mentioned about Nitish Kumar and Prime Minister Modi as well, to which you also made references right now. Now, Dr. Nikul Patel, let me just say, I'm not saying here Congress's mindset is this. I'm calling out VIP culture of netas across party lines. Congress went ahead and made fun, took jibes at these visuals on your screen when Nitish Kumar tried touching the feet of Prime Minister Modi. Why can't you see what's wrong with what has happened with Mr. Patole? I mean, I'm just asking you a very simple question. Have you, in your career, seen Mr. Patole wash some guest's feet, which is dirty with muddy slush or rainwater? Dr. Nikul Patel? Okay, we seem to have lost him, but Varun Singh, if I can come to you. Varun Singh, you heard what Dr. Nikul Patel said. And he's saying, listen, BJP is just trying to create a scene, trying to create a politics. This culture is very prevalent in them as well. The truth remains, we have seen it across party lines. So how are you looking at these imageries? Is there some introspection happening for the party as well, or is it all guns blazing at the Congress and Mr. Patole?
Two things. Firstly, Nana Patole just lied in front of the camera, stated that, someone put water from the handa and he was wiping his own feet, whereas the camera clearly shows, the video clearly shows that he did nothing. He sat there like a king and got his feet washed. And this is not the first time, this is the culture of Congress. In 2010, I was there at Ghatkopar Ramabai Nagar covering an event where Rahul Gandhi had come. He was to, garland the statue of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. And there was a sitting minister from Congress who, the moment Rahul Gandhi put out his legs from his sneakers, he pushed, he took them in his hand and he protected them. So that, and at that time, today, the Uddhav Thackeray faction might be with the Congress, but they were the first one to criticize this particular Gharana Shahi or, whatever you say. They were the first to criticize. So this is not new for me when I see it in Maharashtra and especially by the Congress leaders. And at the same time, when people want to try to say about the BJP, you yourself must have seen when Nitish Kumar tried to touch the feet of Prime Minister, he stopped him. Whenever anyone elderly tries to touch the feet of Prime Minister, elderly or young or a woman or a child tries to touch the feet of the Prime Minister, he stops them. Instead, he bowed down recently at an award function when some woman tried to touch, one girl influencer tried to touch her feet. So, it comes from top to down. But here in the Congress, you have seen...
Let me just go across to Dr. Nikul
Gandhi
Patel again. And I know Shailesh Gandhi is waiting. I'll just come to you, Shailesh Gandhi. Dr. Nikul Patel, respond to what you're hearing. The allegations of a Congress culture, a mindset, allies who have become friends, but the allies who first took on Congress for their mindset.
You cannot create a mindset, or you cannot justify that this is the mindset of the people. Now, when what incident regarding Narendra Modi ji and Nitish Kumar ji is giving respect by touching the feet of it, and he is restricting it. Over here, it's regarding what was his feet getting dirty. It's an event, so you cannot compare that. As what my friend was telling about, I think Rahul Gandhi ji. Rahul Gandhi might have not told that person to wash his feet, but see, sometimes somebody comes and shows respect towards you, and that doesn't indicate that that person had created or that person had asked him to do it, that activity, entire activity. And from the particular event, you cannot generalize the overall mindset of an entire party, right? If we see, even we have seen BJP people criticizing the people of the poor caste, and we have seen so many times that in Una, if I specifically say Una was the incident what happened very crucial in Gujarat. But that doesn't reflect that entire mindset of the party. So over here, BJP wants to politicize the event what happened at the particular place. And as the Maharashtra chief is involved in it, they want to hype this
But
event.
Dr.
Otherwise,
Nikul
I say
Patel,
that
BJP
overall it's
may want
nothing.
to politicize it. Congress can call it out. I mean, of course, it's Congress's leader, but Congress doesn't have to back them up. I mean, look at what Mr. Patole is saying. It's just a proof that there are no taps. Like, really?
See, tap can see tap to be the nearby place, or he what he's selling tap is not in the nearby place, or he may have just request that I want to wash his feet, and somebody might have come with that vessel. That is what he's reflecting, right? That is what is reflecting in the entire video.
Yeah, true. In
That is
fact,
what I can
tomorrow
say.
this party worker may actually come out in a public and in camera and say, "Man, I did this myself in my own BS. No one told me to do." That is also very much possible. It's just a matter of moments when that will also happen. But we all know what really the truth is, what power equations are, and that's really the story of it. Shailesh Gandhi, you heard the political back and forth between Varun Singh and Dr. Nikul Patel. This is a political back and forth which happens between parties. But do you see a different culture vis-a-vis political parties, or do you see this VIP mindset and a political hegemony, a class divide, a power play between leaders, workers, Aam Janta across party lines? How do you see it?
Basically, I think we are in the feudal mindset. And this is displayed not just by political leaders. This is displayed across the board by people who are rich, people who are bureaucrats, or even one important part of our democracy. Everybody has to be called his lord. And you will see top lawyers and 60-year-old people saying, my lords, my lords. And that's the culture. We need to defend this. We need to change this. Everybody is a human being, and the respect that everyone gets is equal. Fundamentally, the concept that all of us are equal should be ingrained in us, which is not happening. And this fight between Congress and BJP, I think, is just a made-up fight. The truth is, this is a feudal mindset, as you pointed out, and this needs to change. I still can't understand in 2024 people being called lords. People being called honorable. I refuse to use the word honorable for anyone. Either word honorable is used for everybody or for nobody. When you say somebody is honorable, the implication is that others are not honorable. And I find this completely abhorrent. We need to understand what is human rights all about. Human rights is a concept that each individual citizen is a sovereign in her own right. And she gives up part of the sovereignty to the state in return for which she gets the rule of law. That is democracy. People have to be taught democracy.
Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, I have to ask you one question. As I mentioned this earlier, you will very soon have the political worker come out and say, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to wash his feet. His feet were dirty or whatever. He may come out, this political worker will come out, party worker will come out and justify what he did. And he said, the leader never told me to do it. In fact, the leader told me not to do it. How do you then look at it? Does it justify what we are seeing?
If I was in Mr. Patole's position, I would have stopped the chap and said, thank you very much for your love and affection, but I'll scrub my feet myself. I mean, you may have taken the help of somebody to pour water. What the video is showing is the fellow is not really pouring water. If he was only pouring water, I would understand the statement. If Mr. Patole was scrubbing his feet with his hands and this gentleman was only pouring his water, I can understand. But this display, and I repeat, I'm often very pained by the fact that we have this system of my lords, honorable somebody, as if the others are dishonorable people. Everywhere I go, people say, honorable so and so. This minister is honorable. This prime minister is honorable. This officer is honorable. Are the others not honorable? We need to get out of this system unless we get it out of our minds. And most people would call someone honorable and not call the others honorable.
Okay, all right. You know what, Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, the truth also remains that there's elections round the corner, particularly in Maharashtra. And Mr. Patole just lost a huge chance to not do what every politician would have done, which he has also done, possibly, and to just send out a very loud and clear message that otherwise could have been done, but can't blame him. That's the political culture which political netas across board seem to be just building, whether it be party workers trying to put the shoes for the netas, whether it be political leaders prostrating before leaders, whether it be party workers, the expectations of whatever it is. So this is really a culture that is getting enshrined. Unfortunately, however much we want to call this out, it just seems so prevalent and shows up every now and then, including instances where ambulances, for that matter, have had to be stopped even as VIPs make their way. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us. There's no conclusion to this. We can just...
You are also referring to
yes, Mr. Gandhi, please go ahead.
You are also referring to this as a political disease. This is not a political disease. This is the disease of those with power, which we must recognize. If you don't recognize that,
that's true.
Then we are playing the same game.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. It comes from a place of power. It comes from a place where equations are not equal. It comes from a place of hegemony. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining us. Varun Singh, Shailesh Gandhi, as well as Dr. Nikul Patel. No conclusions, but something that just keeps coming every single time.